Hey guys, it's Emily, the Controversial Mom, and I want to talk today about something that's a little less controversial and a lot more comical. Now, there's still controversial elements in it because we're dealing with people like us that live in reality versus irrational people on the left that just live in some delusional world. But I want to talk about redefining words and phrases. So over the past week, if anybody paid attention to the craziness that was going on X, there's this war going on between Jack Posobiec and Nancy Mace. And I really don't understand the full context behind all of it. I just started seeing posts about it, and then actually what pulled me into it was a post by the Hodge twins. Now, if you're not familiar with the Hodge twins, you've got to go watch them. They are hysterical. And they make fun of everything. They really make fun of a lot of the left, but they make fun of people on the right too. But they're just very rational people, and they're just funny. So go watch them if you're not familiar with them. But the post I saw this week that just owned me was the Hodge twins kind of getting in the middle of this war between Nancy Mace and Jack Posobiec. And the Hodge twins start referring to Nancy Mace as like the AOC of the left. If you don't know who AOC is, she's this Looney Tune liberal congresswoman out of New York. She's very far leftist. She's a big fan of Bernie Sanders and all this. So she's pretty out there. So it was just funny to me to see the Hodge twins comparing AOC to Nancy Mace. And that's just very much my personality. I make fun of everybody and everything. Like, it's just what my family does. It's probably some type of like defense mechanism or coping mechanism, but it's just what we do. We make fun of everything. But as I was reading this post from the Hodge twins, it really got me thinking about the left and how some things they do are really, really, really good, and we should take a page from them. And one of the things the left does really well is they redefine words. So if you watched my podcast a couple weeks ago about the anti-women's rights movement, I talked a little bit about this. So in the leftist world, they no longer have moms or, pregnant women. They use the word birthing person. They no longer use the word breastfeeding. They talk about chest feeding, because somehow in this delusional leftist world that they live in, men have evolved to the point that they're no longer men. They are birthing persons who have breasts and are able to chest feed their children. It makes zero sense. It is irrational, but that's the world of the left. So much so that they have reclaimed the word woman, and you're no longer a woman. You're either a cis woman or a trans woman. Now, if you're like me and you have no idea what cis woman means, let me help you with that, because I too had to research this the first time I saw it. Cis woman is just woman. Like, you were born a girl and you grew into a woman. Everyday, normal, rational people are women. If you're not a cis woman, you're a trans woman, meaning you're a man that likes to pretend to be a woman. So that's the difference. But in the leftist world, you have to define if you're a cis woman, i.e. real woman, or a trans woman, being a man that pretends to be a woman. But this is the world that the left lives in. They've done a really great job at reclaiming these words. And we really need to take a page from their playbook and start redefining these words ourselves. So if you don't know me very well, you probably don't know this, but I work out a lot. So I work out to some degree every day of the week. Now, a lot of those days, it may just be at home, walking on my treadmill, doing research, which I've been doing a whole lot more of here lately. But other days I go to the gym, and my preference is going to the gym. And when I'm at the gym, I do like high intensity workouts. So there's one program I do that's specific to my gym, but most of the time I do CrossFit. And that's actually why I'm in the car today, is I just got finished doing the 12 days of Christmas workout. It was horrible. My hands hurt. I felt like I was dying, but also it was amazing, because that's just CrossFit. CrossFit's very unique. We have our own little special culture. If you've ever met anybody that does CrossFit, I guarantee you know it, because they will tell you, because CrossFitters talk about it all the time. We have our own lingo. It's just, CrossFit's very different. So much so, our culture is very different in the middle of a workout. CrossFitters are known for not wearing a lot of clothes during a workout. Now, no one's running around naked, don't get me wrong. But it's not uncommon to go to a workout and see women in a sports bra and shorts, or see men just wearing shorts and no shirt. Little less common right now because it's like 30 degrees outside, but during the summer, or even when it's halfway warm outside, that's very common. Like, I don't understand it. It's just the way CrossFit is. And I've done CrossFit at multiple gyms in multiple states. They're always the same. You can also go on Insta and you can see things on like little reels on there that do same thing. Like it makes fun of this culture of CrossFit. But anyways, the reason I bring that up, I was doing the workout today and I've been doing CrossFit a couple of times this week, and same thing, like there's just a lot of skin present during all of that. So I've been thinking about this whole thing with like comparing the right to the left and how we need to do a better job kind of using their playbook. And I've been trying to figure out like, well, what is the word that we need to start with to like retake this vocabulary? And it finally hit me today in the middle of CrossFit. We need to retake the word masculinity. So over the past couple of years, the left's done a phenomenal job at things like masculinity being toxic masculinity. And really that's just unfortunate because it shouldn't be a negative thing to be a masculine male. So when I was thinking about it today, I'm like, that is the word to start with. But first, like, what is toxic masculinity? Of course, I've heard the word, but before you can really redefine it, like, you really need to understand what toxic masculinity is. So let's start there. Toxic masculinity would be men that are tough, that are physically strong, that are anti-feminist, powerful, and successful. Yes, I did look this up because I wanted to make sure that I had the right leftist lingo before I even started down this road. But when I looked at those words, I'm like, it's quite funny. I, being a woman or cis woman in the leftist world, suffer from toxic masculinity because a lot of those characteristics would also describe me. It would describe a lot of the women that I hang around with, especially the ones at the gym. So apparently toxic masculinity can also affect cis women because I'm an example of that. So I kind of got tickled at that too. But now that we know the word toxic masculinity and how the left describes it, let's flip the script on that and let's redefine it. So instead of it being toxic masculinity, I am proposing that from now on, we start calling it intoxicating masculinity. And here is why. Women find all of those traits that I just talked about very attractive in men. Women want men that are strong and can protect them and the family. We want men that are successful, that are willing to go out and provide for their families. Yes, I work all the time. My sister works all the time. Multiple women in my life work. But we still want a man that's successful enough that if we needed to stay home and take care of the family, we could do that and still be able to survive financially. So having a successful man is huge for women. Having men that take care of themselves. And I don't mean getting manicures and all that craziness. I'm just saying men that are healthy, men that go to the gym, men that take care of themselves. Again, it's role modeling what we want our children to grow up to be. So if you've got young boys, you want them to look up to a male figure, a father, that's going to show them how to take care of the family, how to be successful, how to work hard, all of those things. And it starts with having the man in the family be that person from the very beginning. So all of these traits that the left has made into like this horrible negative thing actually are the exact things that attract women to men. So they're intoxicating traits that we need to really put a positive spin back on. So I am proposing from now on that instead of calling it toxic masculinity, that we start calling it intoxicating masculinity, because physically strong men are intoxicating to women. Men that stand up and fight for their families, for their values, for their country, for their communities, that's intoxicating to women. Men that take care of themselves, men that work hard to be successful in and out of the job, men that lead their families to church, men that lead their family in prayer, men that lead and show by example to their family what it is to have a deep and meaningful relationship with Christ. That is intoxicating masculinity, and we need more of that in our society. So instead of making masculinity this negative, toxic thing, we need to make it a positive thing and start referring to it as intoxicating masculinity. So that is my rant for the week. It is far less controversial than normal, but it's something that we definitely need to start talking about. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you all enjoyed this. And until next time, be controversial and encourage the men in your life to be intoxicating.